gracious good day to one and all once again. 'Tis I, Norton the First, by grace of God, Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico. Back with you once again for episode number 113 of Emperor Norton's fantastic history vlog. Today is August 7th, 2020, and it is our 143rd day under COVID-19 restrictions. Well, let us begin with our national days. Today is National Lighthouse Day. You'll learn why in a moment. Professional Speakers Day. What defines a professional speaker? I guess somebody gets paid to speak. Well, that would be us. We've done that on a number of occasions for pay. And would like to do more. Book us for your Zoom meetings. Sea Serpent Day. Well, our favorite sea serpent is Cecil. I'm coming, Beanie Boy. We're going to get to something about that a little bit later too, I just realized. National Purple Heart Day, and we'll discover why in just a little while as well. It is Barham Pie Day, pretty specific. It's held in Barham, Minnesota every year, the homemade pie capital of Minnesota. International Beer Day. You will get no argument from us about that. Yes, indeed. And National Water Balloon Day. I don't see any, but you know, those water balloons are sneaky. Ugh, hope I don't get one. Our Florida Man segment for today. Florida man says he smoked THC because Jesus was returning, cops say. Good of a reason as any, I suppose. For our San Francisco story today, we read from John Ralston's wonderful book, This Date in San Francisco, because it was on August 7th, 1967. About 6 in the evening, an English couple parked a rented car at Haight and Masonic Streets. The man was slender with long hair and a long drooping mustache, flowered trousers, denim jacket, and lavender heart-shaped glasses. The woman was dressed accordingly, with long blonde hair and granny glasses. She had a sister living in the Haight-Ashbury during the Summer of Love. It was the world's most famous neighborhood, which the couple had come to see for themselves. Blending into the Haight Street crowds, the couple strolled west, peering into shop windows toward Golden Gate Park. At Hippie Hill, in the park, they found a young man playing guitar for about 20 listeners. The couple listened, and then the slender man asked, "Can I borrow your guitar?" "Sure," said the young man, handing it over. The slender man played about 3 minutes, and then a girl in the crowd did a double take. "Hey, that's George Harrison! That's George Harrison!" Well, the word got around fast, bringing hippies off the streets, out of the trees, from behind bushes, surrounding Harrison and his wife at the time, Patty Boyd. After playing about 10 minutes, Harrison said, "Let's go for a walk." Harrison and Boyd went back east on Haight Street, followed like the Pied Piper of Hamelin. People asked, "What's going on?" and fell into place when they heard it was one of the Fab Four. "What do you think of Haight-Ashbury?" a hippie asked Harrison. "Wow, if it's all like this, it's too much," he said. Back at Haight Masonic, Harrison said they had to catch a plane, and he and Boyd drove off after presumably returning the guitar. They had an appointment in Los Angeles with sitar virtuoso Ravi Shankar. You know, there is a wonderful mural on Haight Street, corner of Haight, no, it's Haight, not Haight and Ashbury. It's Haight and Clayton. I should look that up. Done by Bill Weber, a wonderful San Francisco muralist depicting that particular visit. So we'll try to put a picture of that up there. Let's get on to our other stories for today. 1606 is the possible first performance of Shakespeare's tragedy. Is this a theatrical performance? Let's just call it the Scottish play. You hopefully know what I'm talking about. It was performed in the Great Hall at Hampton Court Palace for King James I. 1782, George Washington creates the Purple Heart Medal, originally named the Badge of Military Merit, as commander of the Continental Army. Now, we just happen to have one right here. This is not ours. This was given to us many, many decades ago by Colonel Al Freiberger, a World War II veteran, also participated in the Berlin airlift, and was also a test pilot for Douglas aircraft for numerous years. And he saw us admiring his medal, said, choose one. We did not know what a Purple Heart was at the time and what an honor this was, and we're still quite shocked to this day that he gave us his, well, it's one of his 2 purple medals, actually. He was wounded twice, and if we knew they were this easy to get, 1789, U.S. Congress establishes the Department of War and the United States Lighthouse Establishment. Therefore, that's why it's Lighthouse Day. 1820, the first potatoes are planted in Hawaii. I'm not sure why that ended up on the list today, but I guess it's important. 1912, the Progressive Party, aka the Bull Moose Party, nominates Theodore Roosevelt for U.S. president. He goes on to lose that election. 1930, a large mob estimated at 2,000 lynched 2 young black men, Thomas Shipp and Abram Smith, in Marion, Indiana. 1934, the U.S. Court of Appeals upheld a lower court ruling striking down the government's attempt to ban the controversial James Joyce novel Ulysses. Censorship never wins, folks. Just let's see how this TikTok thing plays out. 1946, the first U.S. commemorative coin of an African-American, Booker T. Washington. We're going to put a picture of that up there. We used to have that coin in the Imperial coin collection. We are a numismatist. We unfortunately don't have it any longer, but Booker T. Washington was actually depicted twice. This is a commemorative $50 from the 1930s. I'm looking to see if I can get the exact date on this. The type's pretty small, but we'll see what we can find here. 1934, and it depicts Booker T. Washington and George Washington Carver. There were a lot of just wonderful, wonderful commemorative $50 issued during the 1930s. Our favorite, which we unfortunately no longer have and are hoping to obtain again, is the Emperor Norton Bridge $50. It's beautiful. We'll try to show both sides of it over here because it's really gorgeous. We're hoping to get another one someday. They're kind of expensive. 1955, the Tokyo Communications Engineering Company, the precursor to Sony, begins selling its first transistor radios in Japan. 1959, Explorer 6 transmits the first TV photo of Earth from space. 1964, U.S. Congress approves the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution, which was done with bad information, and that led to the escalation of the war in Vietnam. 1990, the U.S. deploys troops to Saudi Arabia, beginning Operation Desert Shield. 2018, the Mendocino Fire becomes the largest recorded fire in California's history at 290,600 acres, overtaking the 2017 Thomas Fire. Our births today, and we have started looking at a second website for our information because it left off a very important one today. Left off more today, but luckily the second website had it. So we cannot believe that they would leave off someone as important as born August 6, 1911, Lucille Ball. Ricky! Wah. I always ruin my voice doing that. 1885, Billy Burke, Glenn the Good Witch in The Wizard of Oz. 1903, British paleoanthropologist and archaeologist Louis Leakey, or Louis Leakey, I think it's Louis. No, it's Louis. 1904, Ralph Bunche, African-American diplomat at the United Nations, won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1950, and who, along with Ida Lupino, was an honorary Aquarian parent. Fans of the Firesign Theater will get that one. Excuse me, I never should have imitated Lucille Ball. 1926, one of our favorite comedians, great satirist, whom we had the privilege of meeting once, Stan Freberg. And of course, he was in the puppet show of Beanie and Cecil. Beanie Boy! That's a terrible imitation. I'm sorry. Later went on to become a Bob Clampett cartoon. Look it up, you youngsters out there. 1928, The Amazing Randi, a wonderful magician. 1944, former FBI director, special counsel for Russian investigation, Robert Mueller. His birthday today. Deaths. 1957, Oliver Hardy, Laurel and Hardy. This is another fine mess you've gotten us into. 1960, Italian luxury shoe designer Salvatore Ferragamo died. 1977, Harold Haley. He was an American judge shot in a courtroom shootout in San Rafael at the Marin Civic Center at the age of 67. That happened in 1970. And 2007, okay, this is going to be a little obscure, but for those of you who are from Los Angeles, you'll know who I'm talking about, Hal Fishman. He was a newscaster on KTLA Channel 5 for decades, served as second banana to George Putnam. And those of you from LA will know who I'm talking about. It is this reporter's opinion. Okay, that's the last imitation today. I've done way too many today. Well, I think that wraps it up for today's edition. Now, don't forget, we are accepting tips. Here's the information here. If you want to do a Patreon subscription, they can be, I think, as little as $5 per month, maybe even less. I'll have to check that out. But that's a monthly subscription. You donate a little bit every month. Or if you want to do a one-time, our PayPal account information is there as well. And don't forget to check out the website for the tours that the Countess and I used to do and hope to do someday as well. You can find more information, all sorts of history on there. And until we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside. If you do go outside, wear a damn mask. It's such a simple thing to do. You know, the Countess and I were watching a documentary last night about the 1918 flu pandemic. And there were people that refused to wear masks back then too, thought the whole thing was a hoax. Well, you know, it killed millions worldwide, and I think it was about 500,000 here in the United States. People who didn't wear masks back then were fined, and often, sometimes, not often, but sometimes sent to jail. I honestly think that's what it's going to take at this point to keep the numbers down. And that's what we all want, isn't it? Is to keep the numbers down, see less death. That would be nice. Yes. Speaking of which, don't take unproven cures. Be kind to one another. Until we see you again, a gracious good day.